There you are monitoring the situation on Twitter when suddenly the fire rises. Welcome to The Fire Rises, everyone. This is everyone's favorite 21st century mod in Hearts of Iron 4. We'll be reviewing The Fire Rises on Observer mode. So the year is 2020. This is immediately before the... What? That's already fast. Only 1 week into the game and the Houthis have defeated the Southern Transitional Council. We have a victor in Central Africa. And just like that, the Houthis have won in Yemen. There it is, the COVID-19 pandemic. Do you guys remember when this happened? I was in a family vacation when it all happened. And as soon as I came home, I was doing what am I trying to say? I was in a math Olympiad when I got the news that there were 3 weeks of break. So the Americans and the Taliban have made a peace deal. This guy supposedly died yesterday. And the Libyan civil war has ended with the victory of Tobruk. Oil prices are skyrocketing. The King of Saudi Arabia has just died. Well, we send our condolences. And nationwide protests in USA over racialized police brutality. A massive explosion in Beirut, and now there are protests in Belarus against Lukashenko. A military coup in Mali, the start of the coup belt. Shinzo Abe has resigned. And a war erupted in Ethiopia between the Ethiopian Federal Democratic Republic and the Tigray Defense Forces. News reports are saying Saudi Arabia is cracking under pressure, and there it is. Saudi Arabia has collapsed. In the Saudi Arabian civil war, we have 4 sides. We have the Royal Arabian Coalition, we have the Hezbollah, we have Arabian Republic, and we have the central government in Riyadh. Let's see who'll win. Congo has also collapsed. Biden has been declared the victor of the US presidential election, which means he should be out very soon, unless he resists the election results. Protests in Russia, and a military coup in Burma. And Gaddafi has secured power in Libya. It's crazy how he doesn't look like anything like his father. And Myanmar has just descended into civil war. It's just Hezbollah versus Riyadh now. Things seem to be favoring Iran and the axis of resistance as of late. Unlike, you know, in our present day. I just realized it's May 2021. Joe Biden is already the president of the USA. Assad is going after Rojava. And now the Iranian-backed militias have won in Saudi Arabia, creating the Islamic Republic of Arabia. And if we look to the Congo real quick, you can see the Central African Wagners are taking over quite a bit. They have a puppet here. And Rojava has been defeated by Assad. No. Wall Street has just crashed. There it is, the Second American Civil War. Congress has just refused diplomacy. The UN has just secured Miami. Algeria has begun invading Morocco here, with Morocco making terrible gains against Algeria, and now Algeria has launched an invasion of its own. And a war in Kosovo, like that's not controversial. Another front has opened in the war against the Islamists in West Africa. And it looks like Wilayat Garb has defeated Nigeria. That is not good. Russian planes have arrived here in Algeria. Algeria is launching major offensives down here in southern Morocco. And a civil war in Thailand between a northern democratic Thailand and a southern monarchist Thailand. Algeria might actually defeat Morocco. Nope, that's a division encircled. No, they saved it. It's a counter encirclement. Morocco is just completely routed. There are jets all over Rabat, and the Russian troops are marching to Casablanca. Now, a brief look into the situation here in America. It looks like the Patriot Front has already secured control in New England. Meanwhile, Biden is still fighting Trump crossing the Mississippi, and the APLA has unified California. South Africa has collapsed into civil war. The two old men of America are duking it out here in their capital cities of Denver and the White House, DC. Here's Joe Biden's health status. He's beginning to cough, they say. More conflict brewing in North Africa, with Libya invading Tunisia. The son of Gaddafi is receiving aid from his allies, from Iran. And a major redneck revolt is sweeping all across the American South. Look at these rednecks. The PLA has begun their northern expedition to Seattle. And it looks like Cuba, Nicaragua, and North Korea is helping them. Yeah, good for them. Whoa, Mexico is about to pop, and so is Central America. And with Putin dead, the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic has been restored, with Nikolai Kharitonov elected as president. Mexico is in total anarchy now. DC has been captured by the men of New England, and now it's looking really dire for the Union of America. Now Colombia too has completely popped. It's been a year of civil war here in America, and it looks like the sides are finally solidifying. We have a duel here between the neoliberal Democrats and the South nationalists here in the South. Trump has sent troops to take out the Mormons now. A brief look into the Thai war here. Siege of Bangkok is on the way. And oh, war with Taiwan. Here's a naval invasion from the Chinese. They've prepared a naval blockade of the entire island. They've got planes already beginning the bombing, but they can't seem to break the island defenses. And Iraq too has popped. Oh, I wouldn't want to get in there. These guys up here, the Baathists, are making quick gain in the north, and now they're marching south to take out the Islamic Republic pro-Iranian forces. And Joe Biden is out in the American Civil War. We've got a really strong national front forming here in the East Coast. The United Front failing to break through in Washington, while Trump barely holds on to the Mississippi. A brief look into the South African Civil War. It looks like the economic freedom fighters have won out. And the conflict in Sudan has just erupted between the RSF and the SAF. This is real uncanny, seeing this name here. It's a nice flag though, I'll give him that. This is very surprising. The Zapatistas seem to have captured Mexico's south. They are sieging Mexico City at the moment. And the Baathists are invading Kuwait and Kurdistan now. There's a brother war here in the Balkans between Croatia and Serbia. Iraq and Iran have gone to war, Iran making quick work of the Iraqi army. They were not prepared at all for this invasion, too busy doing something in Kurdistan. It should be done. They've created their puppet governments now. An East African Federation has formed here. I don't know how they'll deal with this. Real talk, I think this is the worst performance I've seen from the APLA. A brief look into the Colombian Civil War. The National Liberation Army has just won out. Meanwhile, PF is making quick work of Donald Trump. And the Thai People's Coalition is progressing really well. India and Pakistan have gone to war in December 2023. And Pakistan seems to be doing their best here. They have air superiority, which is king in modern warfare, except in TFR. Air gets killed off very easily. They're striking through Jalandhar, They're capturing Ahmadabad. Maybe they'll capture Delhi too. Trump has capitulated to the Patriotic Front. Now it's just the PF against the United Front soon enough. Can they last? It's only been 3 years into the war and things are not looking good for anybody, honestly. Can China, Cuba, and North Korea hold them off? And returning to India, Pakistan is making crazy gains, but I think their offensive is stalling. Meanwhile, the Serbians are making quick work of the Ustaše. Soon enough, I think the APLA might be done for. Speaking of, I don't think I've ever seen the NSM win before. India is finally launching their counterattacks here. Yeah, the APLA is gone. Los Angeles will fall soon. There it is. Mexico has turned into the autonomous government collectives. Bit of a unicorn victory here. And Africa has gone to war between the East Africa Pact and the Nile River Coalition. And NATO has launched an intervention against the Sahel. Oh, and Islamabad has been nuked. That's the end of the South Asian War. Pakistan nuked, New Delhi nuked, and now it's a total insurgency in Pakistan with different groups vying for power. Although the PDF is making quick work, and after their defeat in the Taiwan War, the new left under Hu Chunhua has taken power in China. The war in the Nile is really messy, and the National Front has united America. The East Africans almost captured Mogadishu, and oh, it's over. Who won? I have no idea. If I were to say, I think the Nile coalition actually won. And a new alliance has formed down south in Africa, the Pan-African Union between South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Mozambique. China has pacified the Pakistani insurgency. If we're being realistic here, nobody's winning a civil war in Pakistan that fast. But the lines are being drawn for a greater conflict in Asia. Mr. Rousseau here has united America. Yeah, this is a terrifying place to live in. You got no civil rights, you've got no elections, and China has opted to intervene in the Myanmar civil war, declaring war on both the Tatmadaw and the PDF. They even got a naval invasion going on here from Ho Chi Minh. Let's monitor the situation. Oh, there it is. The naval invasions have been launched, and they've landed with minimal resistance. Myanmar has been liberated by the Chinese. Libya has also fully stalled out here. If they know better, they would make better supply lines here, but like connect this railroad. You know what? Let me help them. An intervention from Xi Jinping himself. There you go. Oh, they don't have the civilian factories for it. Okay. The leaders in Moscow are holding a referendum to restore the Soviet Union. Is that an air raid mission for Pakistan? I guess even deep into the 2020s, the Sino-Soviet split is still a thing. Yeah, they are embargoing China. Interesting. So we got the old communists of the Soviet Union beefing with the neo-communists of China. It's already October 2025. That's only been a few months ago. Soviet Union is launching an intervention against those who refuse to join, and we've got Senator Japarov, who, while brave, he is surrounded by a lot. Oh, and that's today's date, March 1st, 2026. Let's see, how are you guys all doing in your respective countries? But maybe if anyone lives in North America or Europe for that matter, their lives would be drastically different. And Gaddafi still can't take out Tunisia. Maybe if they stopped hiring Michael Jackson as their leader, they'd do a lot better. And if they stopped firing their field marshal, is that just something the AI likes to do? Why are they swapping generals every few seconds? You know, before the inevitable war starts, let's review the armies of Europe. The Soviet Union has 92 divisions. Germany has, 24. The French have 31. British have 12. Italy has 47. Poland has 48. I feel like the Soviets are a bit outmatched here. Who knows? I think we're witnessing the few last days before oh, okay, that's an issue. Azerbaijan is not joining the Soviet Union, so they can't start there. Oh, they haven't done this yet. Oh, because they're at war with who? Oh, Kyrgyzstan! Right, right. Okay. I guess Kyrgyzstan's just gonna hold out on their own for a while. Here's a look at the global alliances before the Great War. After the Tbilisi Declaration, the Soviet Union is preparing to march westwards. April 2027, it appears. And on June 14, 2027, Russia has declared war on Ukraine, launching their special military operation. Ukrainian defenses are falling all across the front lines as Soviet troops march closer to Kyiv. They've already captured the Donetsk. Kharkov has fallen, Poltava will fall soon, and soon the Russian army might cross the Dnieper River. Kyiv has been left open without defenses and without any American support, but the Western allies know that they cannot let Ukraine fall, and so they've intervened in the war. Soon the Soviets will have to face off Poland, Germany, Lithuania. Kaliningrad is being attacked on all sides, while a military raid on Norway has just been launched. Soviet troops roll into Estonia, soon to capture Tallinn. Ukraine keeps getting hit. The war in Poland is about to begin. Explosion in Kobasna. German troops have already arrived here in Ukraine, while Kaliningrad holds, and Ukraine has fallen. There it is. It seems to be a naval invasion here by the Italians, but it's quickly routed. The Russian troops have entered into Turkish territory just as they are launching their invasion of Romania and Poland. Any Romanians, any Poles, any Estonians watching this? And now Warsaw is being attacked. Poland is not yet lost. Warsaw has fallen. No, it hasn't. The suburbs of Warsaw has fallen. Now Warsaw has fallen. And on the 1st of September 2027, after 3 months of war, the Western allies have lost against the Russian Soviet Republic, with Romania being swept and Slovakia being cleaned up, as well as Estonia holding out really, really well. While all this is going on, Assad has decided to take advantage and take out the HTS. It's another piece. Romania has been annexed and a puppet government installed. And that's peace in the European continent, with an interim government declared in the reformed Soviet Union, led by Leonid Kalashnikov. Meanwhile, instability has already rocked the Western European countries, with protests shaking up the governments of Eric Zemmour, Albrecht Glazer, Rishi Sunak. I don't think they're to hold on to power any longer. Greece looks like the first country to collapse due to the instability, and a commune has been declared in Paris. And Spain looks like the second to collapse in Europe. Italy has fallen to a coup d'etat, and the AfD government has completely fallen, and a soldier has taken power in Germany. And France has fallen to civil war. Meanwhile, Bavaria has stood up against this illegal coup in Germany. The GND in Paris is marching south. The socialists in Toulouse are holding on. The GND has established control over France and over the Low Countries. We've got Gaullists taking over. And now the Germans have declared war on the Bavarians, who they have defeated. Same with Austria. They don't even stand a chance. Meanwhile, in Asia, things are still peaceful. The Thai civil war is still going on, but everyone else has already picked sides. Meanwhile, the Damascus Pact is liberating Palestine. America's doing nothing now because it's still busy reconstructing. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union is busy in the domestic front. Oh, the Middle East just blew up. That was Big Yahoo's last hurrah. And as everyone's busying themselves with their own spheres, Soviet Union is hosting their Congress. And it looks like an international coalition is being held to free the Sahel. It's an interesting coalition, I'll have to say. One of those Wikipedia pages you see. Germany has launched an invasion of Scandinavia. They say no one's staying neutral in this war. They've invaded Denmark, they're crossing across, and the Air Force has already launched airstrikes all across Sweden and Norway. There's an Italian naval invasion for Oslo, but Oslo has already been captured. The Swedish army is nowhere to be found, and Sweden has capitulated. Elections have been hosted in the Soviet Union, and they've elected Leonid Zhuganov as premier president, yeah. But he's a powerless president. The real power is Levchenko. China is invading Bhutan. Oh, and the Thai civil war has already ended. I guess they're gonna be a transitioning democracy forever. No, never mind. They've elected someone young. And the Italians have landed in West Africa. I did not see that. Finally pushing out the Islamic State. Their militias and tanks don't really stand a chance against the European armies. But whether the Europeans can maintain a political hold over this region, that's a whole other question. It's one thing to win in the military front. It's another thing to win the insurgency. That's a lot of encircled divisions though. Their last stand. And there it is. They've divided it up amongst themselves. France has declared a new kingdom under the Bourbons. Meanwhile, Britain is just an absolute monarchy now under Charles. And on October 2029, the Great War in Asia is about to begin. Hu Chunhua declaring his support for Kim Jong-un's revolution. There it is, the big war in Asia. North Korean troops are marching southwards, but they've come across stiff resistance in the Koreans. But the North Koreans have already lost ground. 2 provinces have already been lost. Soon Pyongyang will fall. And in response, the Chinese have only sent volunteers. That's not gonna help, guys. There it is. They've intervened. All of Asia is now at war, with the Republic of Korea marching northwards. A Himalayan front has opened up with India. The Cambodian front, as helicopters from the alliance pushes northwards to Phnom Penh. And naval invasions are being launched all across Taiwan. Chinese troops have already landed in Taiwan. Indian troops are pushing northwards to Nepal, while the Japanese have launched a counter-naval invasion in Vietnam, capturing Ho Chi Minh City with the Australians, and now Bangladesh has joined in. Now, Japanese forces have landed in Fujian province. Massive offensives are being launched all across South Asia, and the Japanese-Australian army is marching northwards. India and Japan have circumvented Nepal and are now in Tibet. Things are looking really bad for China here. They were unable to defeat Cambodia. They let this invasion simmer too long. Bangkok has already fallen to the Japanese. Tibet is falling. Parts of Xinjiang have already fallen to the Indians. You know, Shanghai got captured by the PDTO. Major news in China. It looks like the Republic of China has returned to the mainland. War support here is really bad. If they don't do anything about this, they don't send troops here quickly enough, they might actually lose the mainland and lose the whole war. A concentrated effort is being made in the Indian front. Southeast Asia looks like a bit of a lost cause at the moment. Parts of Manchuria are already being invaded. Dalian falling. You know, Beijing is under attack, with the Chinese only sending 1 division, the Highland Snow Leopards, to defend it. They might have sent some emergency divisions here. But now the Australians are snaking it here. Beijing will fall soon before Nanjing. I need to jump out of China before the things happen. Let's go to Japan. All the bubbles look green. Is that it? On the 13th of November 2030? That is it! They made peace. Wow, that's fast. And immediately, it's a collapse. The Central Command has already risen up against Beijing. Then Hu Chunhua has lost control over the capital. And I don't know if the Soviet Union looks on to that comforted. Oh, yeah, they'll sell the boo-boos, I guess. That helps. Oh, I didn't see when this happened, but Gaddafi has finally defeated Tunisia. Some warlords are going to war with one another in China. Oh, and Japan and India have already broken off their alliance. The French state is just doing bullshit at the moment, restoring old titles, really. And there it is. The Germans are preparing for a war against the Eastern Bloc, against the Minsk Treaty Organization. They are now violating the sovereignty of the Polish government. Soviet troops are now being redeployed all across Eastern Europe to protect the Polish People's Government. Now, Soviets have called for a united front, but the German People's State seems to be pushing real hard. Where are the Soviet troops, Gerasimov? There it is, they're holding the front line now. Except the ones in Hungary, they've got encircled. Here are the front lines between Eastern Europe and Western Europe. Oh no. Had they not learned from the mistake of the first Barbarossa? And they're not even recruiting new troops. mind-bogglingly incompetent. Many encirclements going on here in Romania. The Pact of Steel is just plunging deep into Eastern Europe. Soon Moscow will be threatened. These are the training troops. The front lines are fully red over here. The Germans are marching towards Stalingrad. Meanwhile, the Germans have all the green air they could ever want. That's not gonna matter because Moscow is about to fall. Leningrad's already under siege. On the other side, it looks like green bubbles everywhere. The Germans are marching down south for the Caucasus oil. While Moscow has already fallen. The Soviet government is hiding out somewhere in Murmansk, talking about some call out the world. And the Soviet Union has just collapsed. With that, I think let's do one final world review. Anyways, that's it for this observer game of TFR. If you guys prefer this kind of content, be sure to let us know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.